Welcome back. Today we're diving into a fiery exchange between Senator Kennedy and FCC Chairman Ajit Pai at the 2020 FSGG Appropriations Hearing. The debate? C-band spectrum, 5G rollout, and billions on the line. Don't miss it. Here's the backdrop. The C-band spectrum, prime real estate for 5G, was nearly sold privately by foreign satellite companies. Senator Kennedy noted they could have pocketed $60 to $80 billion. Instead, the FCC chose a public auction, which Kennedy supported.
I want to talk quickly, and I'm going to limit myself to 5 minutes and then go to my colleagues, and we can have a second round if we need. We came that close to doing a private sale, private auction. I'm talking about the 5G C-band. Just allowing the incumbent foreign satellite companies to pretend that they own it and let them auction it off and put in their pocket between $60 and $80 million. And I know you were pushed hard to do that. I was pushed hard to shut up. But thank you for not doing that. The argument that I kept hearing, oh, Kennedy, you're against 5G. No, I'm not. But the spectrum belongs to the American people. And they said, well, you're going to kill 5G and slow everything down. And you know what I kept thinking about? I know how to get along with Russia tomorrow and improve our relations. Just do whatever they tell us. Whatever Putin tells us, we'll agree to. And then we'll have great relations. But I want to thank you for standing tall and doing a public auction. Now, the good news is we're going to do the public auction, and you're going to do it this year, I think December 8th. You have decided to incent, I'm trying to look for a neutral word, incent the foreign satellite companies to cooperate. And my understanding, you're going to give them between $3.3 billion and $5.2 billion for relocation costs to move to another part of the C-band. And you're going to give them $9.7 billion as incentive payments to do what they're required to do anyway. That's the way I see it. Explain to me how you came up with $9.7 billion. Mr. Chairman.
Senator Kennedy thanked Chairman Pai for resisting pressure to allow the private sale. Kennedy clarified he's not against 5G but opposes giving away public resources to foreign corporations. He joked, opposing the private sale isn't killing 5G, just like doing whatever Russia says won't fix relations. Here's where things heat up. Senator Kennedy challenged Ajit Pai on why the FCC planned to pay nearly $10 billion to foreign satellite companies. These payments were meant to speed up their exit from the C-band, even though they were required to move anyway. Pai said the amount was based on what future licensees would pay for faster access, but Kennedy wanted more details on how those negotiations happened.
Thank you for the question, Chairman Kennedy. And first, let me express my gratitude, and I'm sure the gratitude of my colleagues for your kind words about both our credentials and our public service.
Well, I meant them.
The details of the accelerated relocation payments are outlined from paragraphs 211 to 254 of the Commission's order from pages 88 to 103. Contrary to my colleague's suggestion, the math is literally there in paragraph 217 with the formula. But in essence, what we tried to do was estimate the amount that overlay licensees would be willing to pay for quicker clearing of the C-band, absent the holdout and free rider problems that would otherwise attend the clearing. So what we did was to estimate the time value of that spectrum, essentially. If you had a profit stream yielded from quicker freeing of that spectrum.
Let me stop you, Mr. Chairman. You tried to estimate what the people who are going to bid on this 5G, what it was worth to them to have the incumbents, the foreign satellite companies, get out. Is that right?
To clear quicker, correct.
Okay. Did you sit down with the foreign satellite companies and negotiate this?
We sat down with everybody to hear their views on what.
But did you sit down with the foreign satellite companies and say, okay, let's talk turkey here and negotiate?
Oh, we heard their views on what they should be, but we rejected most.
But did you have private meetings with them to negotiate the $9.7 billion?
We had every meeting we had was documented in ex parte.
I'm not saying you did anything wrong.
Kennedy wasn't satisfied with vague answers. He asked if the FCC privately negotiated with foreign satellite companies. Pai admitted meetings happened but denied negotiating the $9.7 billion figure directly. The companies first wanted a 50-50 split of auction proceeds. Kennedy called that idea absurd. Kennedy's closing tone made it clear he wasn't done. He told Pai he had more questions lined up. And if you know Kennedy, you know he wasn't backing off.
I'm just saying, did you have private meetings to negotiate the 9.7?
Not to negotiate the specific number and such, but we did sit down with them and discuss what the number should be.
Okay, who was there? Who did you sit down with?
Oh God, I mean, they're documented the ex partes. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the C-band alliance companies, Intelsat, Telesat, Eutelsat was in some of the meetings. SES.
Did they put a
second one,
number on the
SSOs.
table? Did they come in and say, okay, we're incumbents, we want X number of dollars? What was their opening offer?
The opening offer, as I recall, was a 50. Well, first they said we want to do the private sale, of course, but after we announced the public auction, they came with a proposal of 50% split.
Okay, and you countered what?
We countered with saying, look, we don't believe that a percentage split is appropriate. What we're trying to do is tailor the accelerated relocation payments
I know,
to the nature
but
of
I'm
the work
trying to
that's
understand the
done.
negotiations. They countered 50% of the auction proceeds. You said, when donkeys fly, I ain't doing it, okay?
Not in so many words.
Right. You were more articulate. What did you counter with?
We ultimately countered, as you see, with $9.7 billion, and we said, look, we believe that this is the correct amount that reflects the amount that overlay licensees would be willing to pay.
Okay. I'm going to hush and call on Senator Coons. Y'all settle in. We're going to be here a while because I got a bunch of questions.
This exchange highlighted the tension between protecting public resources and rolling out critical infrastructure like 5G. Kennedy's questions showed how complicated and contentious the process is, especially with billions of taxpayer dollars at stake. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more updates on Washington's biggest moments.